Hey there, YouTubers. So in this video, we're going to look at how much one single drill day might be worth to you, okay? I'm going to do 4 examples, an E6 with 20 years, an E9 with 26 years, an O4 with 20 years, and an O6 with 26 years, all right? So what are we going to use for this? Well, we got our pay charts here, all right? This is for 2022. In 2023, these values will change into the future. Not significantly for what we're doing here. Now, where did I get this calculator? Well, I have modified it to make it just basically for reservists. But if you go to this website, okay, my Navy HR, it's right there. The very bottom retirement calculator looks like this. All right, I got rid of this active duty portion, just hit it. All right, so getting back into this. So the easiest thing to do and damn near impossible to get would be 20 years of active duty as a reservist, right? Um, most people are going to be somewhere less than probably 4,000. If you had significant active duty time, maybe you're in the 5,000, 6,000 point range. But for this example, it works easiest if we just say, up, you got 20 years, 365 points, and you max this out 7,300. And why is that? Because when we calculate it, I'm just going to change this to 7,301, and you're going to see how much that's worth, okay? So once again, 20 years. This is an E6 example. And hopefully I'll remember to change this. So we've got our E6 up there. Now, if we come over to the pay chart, how did I get these values? Well, retirement at year base pay. So if you were retiring at 2022, this is how much that person made, 44,1330. All right, so just to be exact with this, let's go ahead and not round. Let's put the right numbers in. All right, so that is their retirement pay. What if we were to do one extra point? This is going to show you how much. Actually, before we do that, just so I don't forget, let's go ahead and put this in 2237.50. And I'm going to format this cell, 2 numbers. I guess it's going to do it. Okay. All right. 7,301. So what is one drill point worth to this person? Basically 2237.60, right? 10 cents. So that's per month. How much is that worth a year? Well, that's going to be the difference of these two. And let's do this minus that. Oops. So where I'm at, it's kind of dark, so I can't see what I'm doing. So that's 10 cents right there, okay? So for a year, $1.20. And let's just, let's say, after retirement, hopefully everybody lives at least 20 years. Let's put in 20 times, oops, sorry. 20 times that. So putting in that extra, that one extra day, if you live 20 years, you get an extra $24, okay? Basically, that is how much one drill day's worth. Well, let's say I decide I'm going to do an extra AT period, 10 days, right? How much does that come out to? over the course of your lifetime, you might pick up an extra $686 just for putting in 10 more days, okay? Now, there's a lot of people out there that don't take advantage of unpaid IDT. They're doing all this extra work and not taking advantage of it. If you happen to be one of those people, um, you could be losing out on. I'm trying to think of what the max is. It might say it down here. Somewhere it tells you what the max is that you can put in for unpaid IDT, or excuse me, for IDT. But you know, another 10. Let's say you got more drills in, ATPs, unpaid drills. And some reason so you can see, boom, that's quite a bit of extra money. Assuming this is calculating correctly. All right. So let's move on. E9. E9, and they're going to do 26 years. And their pay does change, so we need these two values. All right. So going back to 7,300. And you can see they made a lot more money. And then year 24 or 25 is this one, right? So 736.20. And then year 24 is going to be that as well. All right, so we need to change this to 26. And so that changes those. All right. Now over here, we don't really need to mess with this. But here's what their pay would be, all right? So let's go ahead and I know why this might have been screwed up in the last one. Let's put the this goes here in this spot, 3791.39, and then this is the input box, and I need to put in. All right, so change this to 7301. And so that becomes 3791.91. And D20. So it looks like on this one I've screwed up the math, folks. Let's just fix this real quick. It matters which way you put the numbers in, right? All right, so 20 years later, this person would have accumulated an extra $124, okay? Now, if they did an extra 10 drill points, just those 10 days, folks, 20 years later. That's amazing, right? Or is it? Maybe that's not that big a deal. 20? So doing an extra 20 drill points turned out to be an additional $2,400 over the course of retirement. And of course, you could look at this if you live 30 years beyond, right? How much was that worth? So the more years you live, the more it was worth to put in even more drill points. All right. So since this is set up for 26, let's look at the 06. And this is going to be quite a bit more money. Go back to 7,300. Retirement at base pay 12725.40. And then so in this guy's case, it might be worth their time to do one more year if they're allowed. All right. Maybe we should take a look at that as well. So there is their base pay, and that is no laughing matter if you were active duty captain, right? 6250. All right, so 1 point. 1 point is worth 97 cents per month. $0.85 per month, sorry. So over the course of 20 years, they would accumulate another $204 or an additional 306. So of course this captain, they make a lot more than that in a day on active duty, but where does that really matter? An additional 10 days. And if we put that up here, that's, quite a bit extra change, right? If you can get that extra 10 days, it's a bonus later on in life. You may not realize it, but it turns into a bonus. And, of course, if we put 20 in there, boom. So that's a pretty big payday. All right. Final one, the 04. We're going back to 20 years. And this person, doesn't have a choice, can't do more than 20. They're stuck. And which is a shame for them because they've been able to get to 05. All right. So this one's going to be easy. 8805. And that would be an active duty guy's base pay after 20, right? Not in our case though. All right, so I screwed this up last time. 4476.03, and we'll just put that in both spots for now. All right. And of course, I screwed up. Let's do that one more time. Okay. Now, 1 point is worth 61 cents per month over the course of a year, 732, 20 years, and over 30 years. All right. So they get an opportunity to do an extra 10 days of an AT. $611. Not bad, right? 20 years. $44.02. So one thing to consider really, let's say you're closing in on your 20. What if you do another year of active duty versus, say, I have my 48 drill points, 15 years, and 15 points for a good year and 29 days AT, 92. So the difference between those two is 273. How much more is that to somebody in retirement? So that should be 75.73. 75.73. So we put that there. And you can see 1 month, significant, you know, it's not quite a car payment, but maybe that pays your car insurance. Maybe it pays something else. Pays for a week's worth of groceries. Actually, that used to be the case. Over the course of a year, that's extra $2,000. Over the course of 20 years, extra 40, and over the course of 30 years, an extra 60 grand. So let's change that up. If you were going to do, if you had only 5 years left and you could bang out 3 more years of active duty, how much more does that come out to? And folks, $500 more per month, so that is a car payment. 6,000 extra a year. 120,000 over 20 years and 180. So basically, what does that say? Get those active duty years in if you can, whether it's ADSW, ADOS, doing ADT, significant ADT, going on IA, whatever, you know. Thanks for checking out the video, folks. I hope you got something out of it. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you.